Welcome back, Ink Chasers, to another Q&A Wednesday. Today's Q&A is NASA Part 11. When I first started thinking about doing this with Daniel's NASA collection, I did not realize how many he had. I did not know that I'll be here on Part 11. Yeah, I could make these a little bit longer, but then who wants to set, for a forever long video about NASA astronauts? Anyway, let's get right to it. Alright, first up is one that he got back most recently, Mr. John Bly. John Bly was an astronaut who was on NASA missions STS-29, 33, 43, 58, 79, and 81. Alright, what is your favorite planet? Earth. What do you do with your trash in space? 1. Put it in a bag. 2. Put bag into empty resupply vehicle. 3. When fall separate from space vehicle, it burns upon re-entry. Number 3. Have you seen any aliens? No. Number 4. Were you in Cub or Boy Scouts? Both. Yes. Alright, next up, Mr. John Phillips. John was an astronaut in NASA missions STS-100, Soyuz TMA-6, and STS-119. What is your favorite planet? Earth. What do you do with your trash in space? We pack it into supply ship. When the ship is full, it leaves the station and burns up in the atmosphere. Number 3. Have you seen the aliens? Nope. Number 4. Were you in Cub or Boy Scouts? I was a Cub Scout, but not a Boy Scout. Next up, Mr. William Reddy, who was an astronaut in NASA missions STS-42, 51, and 79. What is your favorite planet? Mine is Earth too, although I hope we'll go back to the moon and on to Mars. Number 2. What do you do with your trash? We also have trash cans, but we have special lids so the trash don't blow away. Number 3. Have you seen any aliens? I haven't either, but we're all still looking. Number 4. Were you in Cub or Boy Scouts? I was a Cub Scout. Next up, Kenneth Raigler was an astronaut on STS missions STS-48 and STS-60. What is your favorite planet? Mine is Earth too, most beautiful one we know of in the universe so far. Number 2, what do you do with your trash in space? We load it into cargo vehicles that came up, and when they re-enter, they burn up along with the trash. Number 3, have you seen any aliens? Not that I know of. Number 4, were you in Cub or Boy Scouts? Yes, both made it to an Eagle and Order of the Arrow. Next up, Mr. Richard Richards. He was an astronaut on NASA missions STS-28, 41, 50, and 64. Number 1, what was your favorite planet? And then he says, me too, referring to Daniel's, his is Earth. What do you do with your trash? Trash compactor. Have you seen any aliens? Wish I had, but no. Were you in Cub or Boy Scouts? Yes. Alright, next up, Mr. Chuck Royston, who is an aero engineer for NASA. Now, this one is a little different because he wrote a full-on letter back to Daniel, and I'm going to post that here, and I'll go ahead and read it through. It says, Dear Daniel, you have made my day. I was so excited when I got your letter. You remind me of my son Brian when he was your age. Brian was born 2 months after I went to work for NASA, and he was 4 on July 20th, 1969, when we first walked on the moon. He remembers watching it on TV. About 6 months prior to that, I was working on Apollo 8. Brian, who was a few weeks before his 4th birthday, came to me with a picture he had drawn. I asked him what it was, and he says it was Apollo 8 turning. I still have the drawing and have included a picture of it for you. By the way, Brian graduated from Plano Senior High School. We lived close to school on Cranberry Court. If you've been keeping track of the latest launches, you know that the 2 astronauts were launched into the International Space Station recently. One of those astronauts, Doug Hurley, a friend of mine. Not only was Doug the first manned Dragon launch, he was the pilot of the last shuttle launched. Great guy. I have included a picture of Doug and myself and a picture of Doug's son Jack, who was 10, waving goodbye to his dad on launch day. If you haven't yet signed up to be able to watch the ISS fly over Plano, go to the website and sign up. We watched it fly over Woodville last night. Beautiful. Look for the planet-like light 300 miles up, moving very quickly across the sky, 1700 miles per hour. No blinking light. My favorite planet besides Earth is Venus because it is so bright in the sky. I do the same thing with my trash as you. Every Wednesday, the great garbage man is nice enough to come to my house and pick up all of our trash. Like you, I was in Cub Scouts and loved it, especially the camping overnight. I'm glad you made it to Houston Space Center. It's where I worked for 10 years and loved it. I was in Building 44 most of the time except during Apollo missions. Then I was in the Mission Control Center, Missions Evolution Room, MER. I was there during Apollo 13 and heard, "Houston, we have a problem here," in real time. It was the most exciting time of all. To be an astronaut, you need to learn all you can about math and science. Your friend, Chuck Royston. P.S. I've never seen an alien that I know of. Have you ever seen the movie E.T.? Alright, and since that one was quite of a lengthy one, I will end that one there, and as always, you can check back next week for the next Q&A. You can check my playlist for all the previous Q&As. Until then, thanks for watching.